Rock bottle on the track, boy.
Alright, so contactors, relays, stuff like that. So this is actually a contactor. See if I can hold it still enough. There's just a tiny little bit of movement, which tells me it is a low voltage, because you can't do that with a high voltage. So we're going to see if I can rip this apart. So we can get the goodies out of it. Spring-loaded side. Let's see here. All right, so each one of these things can be a little different. There's a spring holding it down. So on the ends of these screws here, there's a little dab of silver. On this, you've got your contact on both sides of this. And this piece up here is just the part that got magnetized and pulled down to open and close this little tiny relay right here. So I'm fairly certain they put that on a piece of steel. This side is not magnetized, just the top. So that would mean it's brass. And y'all, this is micro scrapping, and a lot of people don't do this. I don't think this is something you have to do. But I really like to see what makes what work. So therefore I tear apart a lot of stuff I probably shouldn't. So that can go to shred. This goes for me to take the metal off of. This little piece is not magnetized, so it's brass. Now I've got these screws that should also be brass with that little bit of silver on the end of them. No magnetism to those, but that goes with my silver contact stuff. Alright, so this kind of brings you down to, do you want to take this relay apart for the copper that's in it, or do you just want to toss it into the motors? Some are worth taking apart and some aren't. So it's a decision you have to make as you learn them. You're going to learn what you should and shouldn't take apart. But at this point, I've got enough weight there. I'm going to throw that in with the motors and be done with it. So we've got another relay here. There it goes. So it has a screw in the bottom holding the plastic on. So this relay was sitting on here like this, one screw holding it together. So it would open and close. So there is silver on these. These do not look like, yep, it's got silver on those too. So there's 9 contacts here, all with silver. So this is your motor. That is steel that it's mounted to, so no need to try to pull the brass off of that. All of this normally is going to be brass, but it takes so long to pull all that stuff out. I don't see where it's worth it, but I will split it. To get these contacts out, because they have silver on them, and one day I'll have enough to be worth doing some dropping over in some acid and stuff. But for now, I just take a little time and collect them. I will probably collect until silver goes to like $50 or $60 an ounce before I worry about doing it. Because that's when it'll actually be, you know, worth it. Before then, you might make a little something, but you're not gonna make a lot, you know. And the rest of it I'll just toss over in the shred. So here's all the contacts from the bottom. Put that with these. Yeah, this piece right here looks like it's got a couple screws in it I might be able to take out. That whole piece falls apart. That's going to be steel. Sticks to the magnet. These are going to be copper with the contacts on the end. Screws are also steel, so we'll drop those in there. Alright, so let's see what this is. And a lot of people just smash this stuff with a hammer, take it apart. I'm taking it apart slowly and best I can, so I can try to show y'all what to look for, what the parts are that are worth something, instead of it just being mixed up in a huge pile of metal and everything. So the bottom down here looks like it's got contacts on it. Alright, so first screw I took out, took this off, and it's got a little tiny contact on the end of it here. This piece here's got a contact on the end. That's what that other piece went to, but it's mounted to a piece of steel. So I cut that off of there. You could pull that off and probably put it in with brass or copper, but That piece is brass. And then what's left doesn't want to come out easy, so. Might want to take the screw out on top first. That might let it fall out. So there's a washer. It's steel and screws. So there's what's inside. And as I said, they've got copper windings in them. That should be steel, and it is. You got the bottom piece here. That's probably brass. I don't know, it's so close to the other I can't tell. But either way, it's a nice little set of copper windings there you can bust out. Just pull the bottom off and get that copper winding out if you want, or drop it into the motors. Now a lot of this stuff I'm dropping in the motors. Later I will go back and check, and some of them I'll take apart and some I won't, but just for what I'm doing on every day, I'm just kind of rolling along and dropping stuff here and there so I can go back later and get that stuff and take it apart if I so wish. So there's everything out of those 3 relays. They had contacts on it. There's the 2 pieces of brass. Some of this is brass too. So you can go back later and cut those off and make them smaller. Put the brass with the brass. But that's it. Hope y'all enjoyed seeing that. And we'll catch you next video. GoPro, stop recording.